record. We are recording. We shouldn't drop out, but for some reason we've been getting like about 2 hours ago we got like 2 power cuts like back to back, just really randomly. It hasn't happened since, so shouldn't happen again. But in the case that it does, then apologies in advance. Yeah, welcome back to the second half of my Arkevia one shot with Tom. Once again, has kindly let me run, well, now a 2-shot in the world of Arkevia, a very cool world. In the lands of Sedistray is where we last left our heroes, as they met at a bar or an inn known as the Desert Breeze Lodge in a tiny settlement. So small that it's not even on the maps, figuratively and literally, named Zephyr's Rest, a nomadic trading village on the edge of the osseous fields, the bone fields, and where many it's often a last stop, despite being a very small nomadic place. It's for some it can be the last stop before entering the desert, as they head out for expeditions for to hunt the Pyramites, to steal their glass, and take their shells from them, which are held in high regard and traded for valuable coin and other such beautiful things. So we joined our heroes. We joined Björk the Fortress, the dwarven inventor. We joined Little Pablo, the kobold alchemist, and we joined Primula Grubb, the halfling. I cannot remember what she was off the top of my head. Halfling swashbuckler. Yes. As they were recruited by Orzain K. Morellon, the boisterous, charming head of the Tunnel Scrapes, a small up-and-coming troupe who were looking to be aspiring Pyramite hunters themselves. They, their master of stratagem, the purveyor of non-binary finery, hired you and promised you a share of the rewards as you set out onto the desert. However, they were quite clearly unprepared, as you saw not only Orzain, but both Hylin Silkensheath, their enforcer, Orzain's enforcer, an assessor of ability, and Scraps, a beaten up, downtrodden but reliable sergeant, who has seen firsthand the worst of what the Pyramites can do. And once again you saw, witnessed himself, and you saw the three of them dragged beneath the sands as you fought off the dangerous Pyramites yourselves. After digging in the sands, after hearing what sounded like Orzain calling for help, you found a tunnel beneath the sands heading into the chambers beneath. And after some searching, you encountered a cave fisher and its symbiotic relationship with a cave scorpion, the two distinct bone piles in that cave indicating that the two creatures shared this relationship and caught their prey. But you managed to defeat them, and now we will rejoin our heroes within said cave after some rest, as you prepare to move onwards. So let me move you back to the map you were on previously, just so music's a bit much. Let me change that. So in the aftermath, I cannot remember if you had applied all of your available healing at the end of...
I think we had.
You think you had? Okay. In that case, then, unless you wanted to wait longer, which is obviously an option if you chose to do so, but time is of the essence, as your friends have been dragged beneath the sands, or the troop you were travelling with, and the opportunity for wealth as well. One thing I forgot to mention in the summary is that the thing that dragged them beneath the sands was in the wake of a horde mother, which is not only a type of Pyamite that is known for bearing clutches of eggs, but also called a horde mother because they are particularly known for hoarding things that they find whenever horde mother dens have been found. Horde mothers, I would like to imply, are also they're certainly not the biggest type of Pyamites you can see. Whilst in Pyamite biology, they unlike some insectoids, the males are actually the biggest. Obviously in some mammalian creatures that is the case, but in insects you often find, especially more hive-based insects, that the females tend to be the larger of the creatures, but in this case the males are often the really big Pyamites. But horde mothers are pretty big themselves, and like I said, they are known for hoarding things. They often hoard their prey, they often hoard shiny gems. No one's quite sure why they do so. It's a bit of a mystery amongst the scientists of Sedistray and those who travel from beyond the seas.
Very cool.
But you gather yourself. So what are your characters doing? What is your plan moving forward?
Well, time is of the essence, but I've only got 3 bombs left. No, one bomb left.
Yeah. And Primula's looking pretty bad.
True.
She'd just be like, "Hey, get fucking move on."
Yeah. And he did. Who did the check? Somebody knows that they hoard stuff, right? Maybe.
Yes, I believe it was Björk who knew the most, if I'm correct.
I'm also not sure I've taken the 10 minutes to reset my suit.
I don't think so. So I think you would at least need another 10 minutes, but I think you need to wait at least another hour before you can apply any more healing.
Maybe we should just go find a little nook to chill.
Yeah, maybe we could scout. I remember reading about that with Pathfinder, that I was playing it wrong. I guess as another holdover from 5e, where it's like short rest, you kind of got to sit down, but actually the exploration activities like treat wounds and resetting my suit and stuff can happen when you're exploring. It's just that your character is focusing on that rather than scouting or what have you.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird when you're like repairing armor and you're walking around like bashing it with a hammer.
Yeah,
but,
true.
It's a fantasy world. You can, I think it's no
We'll
less.
just say an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Targets then actions for 1 hour. Yeah.
With your alchemist, Hannah, would you have to perform a long rest before you get more bombs back, or is there a way you can get bombs back quicker?
Yeah, sadly.
Long rest.
It's a daily thing. Yeah.
So that is obviously, I can't remember how long a long rest is in Pathfinder, Tom. Is it 8 hours?
Yeah, just like normal.
So obviously that would be...
How far out are we of our journey anyway?
Well, you haven't travelled down that far, really. This was the first big section of cave you came across. You probably were travelling down 15, not even that, maybe 10 minutes before you came across this place.
Oh no, I meant from
from the town, but at least a day's travel.
Oh, so
Yeah.
we basically
Have a
have
clue.
to stay here anyway.
Yes, I mean if you tried to go back now, it would certainly be risky. But before you encountered the initial Pyramites here, your journey was mostly uneventful.
More direction. Get lost in the desert.
Could, especially as you've emerged underground.
No sense of direction. But yeah, I think we need a long rest. But I could go with just the one bomb, but yeah, we might struggle.
Yeah, I feel like if we take a long rest, we're basically saying they're doomed. But
Prima
maybe.
doesn't give a shit about them,
Yeah, true.
so she'd be up for a long rest.
Maybe.
Yeah. Pablo gives a bit of a shit, but not too.
She just
much
wants
of
to
a shit.
find their bodies.
Yeah, maybe we scout and see what information we can get before we make any more decisions.
Yeah.
And hope we don't stumble into something.
Okay, so how long are you
Yeah.
planning to scout for?
Hour?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So scouting, if you want to get up, do you have the rules available on that, Tom? Or whoever's
I
leading
think
the
it's just a
scouting?
+1 to your initiative, someone scouting.
A +1 to your initiative, so you're just generally searching.
And there's...
Is anyone else performing any other exploration activities whilst that's going on during that hour?
Björk would spend the
Remember
first 10
what
minutes
now.
fixing his suit.
And
Let
what?
me look them up. I just put exploration activity to Google and it's like, what? Go for a nature scavenger? No.
So we'll say, should we say Björk is scouting after his first 10 minutes, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about little Pablo and Primina once Kieran gets that list up? Fortunately, I don't have the nice handy handouts that Tom has.
She will do investigate.
Investigate. What does that do again?
You seek out information, you get half your speed. So, seeing as she's the most hurt, she might stay in this bit and look for anything interesting. Recall knowledge is a secret check.
Ooh, okay. So recall
So
knowledge.
we might be going at half speed if she does this with them. You can
Okay.
use any skill that has a knowledge. Investigate.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
fine.
it'd be up to you to decide the
Yes, indeed.
skill,
Let me
and
quickly
then
have a look at
tell
the
you.
skills.
Not that she's going to be any good at it, but
I think
What about
probably nature makes the most sense here. So
my nature is a +2.
+2. So let me quickly do a GM roll. Okay, interesting. I will let you know what's going on with that in a second. I'll just hear what little Pablo is doing in the meantime.
Well, little Pablo he's a cave kobold. He lives in caves or lived in caves.
Very
Cabin
cool.
kobold. So I wondered if I could try and like navigate, maybe find or like recognize.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
What does navigate what does navigate do? Tell me what navigate does.
I don't know what navigate is. I was making it up.
Oh, if you search exploration activities on I'm sure Kieran can share the link perhaps.
A scout.
Scout.
Track.
Track?
Track. That'll do.
Yeah, what does track do?
It's looking for tracks, trying to follow where people have gone or where a creature has gone.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So what does he have to do for that?
Survival.
Survival. So is that another secret check as well?
Tracks. Attempt. Doesn't have secret written.
Okay, let me
But the GM determines a DC, and there's a success, failure, and critical failure outcome.
Okay, I've got a DC in mind, so if you want to roll a survival check, Hannah, feel free to.
There you go.
13. That is a failure in this case, so just a regular failure.
Dang it.
So
Lose the trail, but can try again after an hour delay.
yeah, so it would be another hour. As you, I mean, you're a cave kobold, little Pablo, and it does give you some sense of direction whilst you're going down here, some or more familiarity with terrain. So I think with the 13 you would certainly be able to spot out, like, just looking at natural caverns and stuff, you're like, oh, this could come up ahead here, and there might be like a bit down here that might be a bit looser ground, so maybe Björk is walking along for the first 10 minutes fixing up his armor, and you sort of, don't step there, that looks like sort of quicksand or anything like that. But regards to tracks, you're really struggling to follow any in particular, not leading you to anything that you might hope to find. Primula, though, interestingly, taking a lot longer to dragging behind the rest of the group, moving at that half speed. You, on your way down, you spot this plant life that hangs from one of the walls, moving down here. You take a minute to sort of look it over, and it's got these like really bright orange bulbs, and you sort of like feel them over, and they look really familiar to you, and you kind of probe your mind for a moment, just trying to think back, like, where the fuck have I seen these before? And it sort of comes to you after a moment, and you realise they're flame blooms. And you know that these particular plants are well known for surviving in really hot climates, and that if you ingest them, they actually can grant resistance to particularly hot sort of effects. So if you want, you could add, there's a single flame bloom here, so you can add the equivalent of what would be a lesser potion of fire resistance.
Yes. You pocket it. Like, nice.
But after an hour's travel, I will quickly roll something in private. 6, okay. Let me quickly roll something else based off of that. Okay, interesting. An hour's travel passes, an hour more where your companions may or may not be suffering ahead. But there is no more progress to be made. What is your scouting out the areas around you? Just find endless series of tunnels in the immediate hour direction. There are.
Is it little Pablo who's got the medicine?
The skill, you mean?
Oh well. Oh no, she's actually quite decent at it. So
Yeah, I think
she's gonna be
the best at it.
she's gonna be like, hold on a sec. She's gonna try and heal herself.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only got +3.
DC 15.
I'm doing it. Don't worry.
Come
on,
dual
10.
start with a hero point.
Well, I will use the hero point straight away.
Okay. Oh!
Oh,
Hey.
almost a crit.
Almost a crit, not quite. So that's 2d8, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, 2d8.
Come on, dice, don't fuck me now. Well, that's alright.
Not great, but not completely terrible.
Remember, you can extend that by spending the hour to double the hit points if you make it the whole hour. And again, you don't have to sit there and do it. You can be walking around. That's just your exploration activity.
Yeah, she'll follow them to double that.
Okay, so double it up to a 12 rather than a 6. Would anyone be performing their exploration activity healing Björk at all?
Yeah, let's heal Burke.
Burke!
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 I want my dinner.
Medicine than you.
Unless you've got a better one than 3.
Oh,
Ooh,
There
baby!
we go.
very much. Another 2d8. 5. Back up to an 18.
Yeah.
And little Pablo, what would you be doing now? Would you still be navigating as your exploration activity? Roll me another survival check then.
Oh, I need to do
5. Ooh.
23 this time. Okay, very interesting. As over the next course, the next hour. So since Primula's spending the hour as well, Burke, would you like to spend the hour healing as well, or would you like to switch your exploration activity after?
I would actually like to do 2 within that hour. I'd like to
Absolutely.
spend 10 minutes trying to repair my shield.
Okay, I don't know how you do that, but let me know how you
a
do that.
crafting check. Let me find out.
Primula was just like, nice shield, Buck.
Yeah, it's broken as fuck.
Now that he's called Burke, I cannot. Did anyone watch Trapdoor as a kid?
Yep.
Burke. Fucking love that show.
Where do I see the DC? Oh, here we go.
Can't think
Oh,
of
no,
a
wait.
trapdoor without thinking of that story from Tom's Old House, which I wasn't there for because
Yes. I instantly know what you're talking about.
So scary.
Do you know what one thing I love about DMing Pathfinder is that I kind of just
No!
offload all the rules onto Tom and other people searching them up.
Spending my hero point.
Spending that hero point.
Yay!
A 22.
That
Is-
was a DC 15.
I was going to say, I was going to ask if that was a crit or not. But regular
It is
success.
not. It's a regular success.
So what do you get with a regular success for your repair?
Yeah. God, give me the list. Give me the list.
You saying that made you think of the how does it burn, and then reminded that me and Hannah went to see the 50th anniversary of The Wicker Man.
Oh, amazing.
It was
yeah.
so good. I'd never seen Wicker Man before the original, and it was really good.
Yeah, I watched that studying for my second year exams.
HP. So, you restore 5 HP to the item. So
Hmm.
that would take me from 4 up to 9, but you get an additional 5 HP for each level of proficiency you have. So because I'm trained, I get an additional 5, so up to 14.
Nice.
Which is good, because now it's above its broken threshold, I can use it again.
That's really good.
And then for the rest of the time, I will be using Defend.
Okay, so just
I'll have
raising
my
your shield.
raised in advance.
So, as Björk is raising his shield and fixing it, and Primula is healing herself up over the course of the hour, little Pablo is crawling up ahead. Suddenly, little Pablo, a scent you pick up rather than footprints. Any footprints are, whilst it is very sandy down here, you're on a slope, so a lot of the footprints immediately as they're pressed into, sand behind sort of falls into it, so it makes it harder to track than if it was a flat surface. However, a scent you pick up smells almost like burnt flesh, you think?
Yeah. You mention it.
Oh, and the smell of burning ahead, it smells like a badly made bomb.
Primula would sniff really hard. It'd be like, does it smell like burning flesh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it smells like the incinerator. Should we go towards it?
Could be
Might as well.
burning. Oh, Our erstwhile bosses could be burning. I think maybe we should, but let's be cautious.
Okay.
Yep.
So cautiously, you move up, rounding a corner. The little Pablo guides you almost on all fours, crawling along the floor, whilst Björk has his shield up very carefully, peering round the corner, and Primula, her diminutive form, sneaking round the back. And you each spot a welcome, familiar sight, however, also quite shocking. You see the sight of Scraps, who is sitting on the side of the cavern. There is a large Pyamite opposite, dead, that has a brutal wound through its body. However, next to Scraps, you see that one of his arms has been sliced clean off, lying at the side of it. His other arm, it looks badly broken, as Hannah can attest. That is not fun.
Nope.
The mute Scraps sits there in silence. However, you can see immediately that the body of the Pyamite, he has clearly used what strength he had left as he lies unconscious to rip out something from its insides, the heat from the Pyamite itself, and has used it to cauterize the wound of his own arm, stopping the bleeding out. However, it's quite a sad sight for a number of reasons. Scraps sits there unconscious, clearly incapable of doing much at all right now. It's also sad because you realise that the mute man has lost a form of language, in a sense, at least half of it.
It's really sad.
Primula would go, is his arm just on the floor?
It is, yes, next to him.
Pick it up and put it in a bag. And be like, don't worry, mate. I'll look after this.
Be unconscious.
He's unconscious. He's not dead. You can see that his chest rising and falling, but he's obviously badly wounded, and he's not in a place to do much more than sit here.
You hate me. Don't know if we could have handled something that big.
He's fucked. Let's leave him.
Could be a lot less fucked if we used the healing kit.
We have one.
Yeah, been using it to heal ourselves.
Who's got it?
I've got mine in
Oh, okay.
been passing it around.
Well, take your stuff and heal him up. That's good payment for it, isn't it?
Björk will try and heal or patch up Scraps.
Spent 10 minutes trying to apply first aid. If you want to roll a medicine check.
Yep.
DC
No
15.
hero points here.
No. Have not exceeded the first hour yet. 13. Not enough. Not a critical failure though, which is important. You make no damage. You're careful not to really disturb him, and as a result, your efforts at healing, you think you've propped up his arm, his broken arm, which you think might provide some comfort to him, but you don't want to move it too much. You don't know how badly damaged it is. You can clearly see that it's broken, but you don't want to exacerbate it any further. There's not an awful lot you can do for him in this situation, but it's up to you if you want to try and move him.
No.
We might as well leave him here, and if we get out, try and drag him by the one arm. Then he can pay us when we get back.
Maybe we should cover him with rocks. No one will see.
Starts putting little pebbles on top of him.
You two are full of great ideas.
I
Remind me
never
not
said
to
I was
get...
a moral woman.
Well, What's the state of the large pyramite? Is it intact? How's its shell looking?
Well, he has certainly ripped out some of it, so the shell, I'd say half the shell is cracked. He's not wasted any time just cutting into this. There is another half of the shell that could be salvageable, but it would require a crafting check and quite a high DC as well, I think, to be able to get it off without shattering the rest of it. So if you want to make me a crafting check.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, no. As you try and remove it, just bits break off and you're like, this bit's not going to be easily broken off in one piece.
Pablo picks up all the little tiny bits.
Yeah,
Waste a good shell, that. Should have taken my time.
Criminal searching.
Absolutely. You spend a few minutes searching his body. He's got basic tools on him. He's got a weapon at his side. He's got a he had a large he had a mace at his side, and he also had a larger kind of sword that was used to stab the pyramite itself. Let me just quickly see what he might have on him, because he is a prepared man. Quickly have a quick scroll through my old notes.
Yeah, she'd look at the weapons and she'd like, I think I'll leave those, you might need.
Yeah.
Aye.
And there's money.
He would have rations on him. He would have rope. He would have anything that you can think of in terms of just basic mundane items for preparation. Otherwise, he would have empty bottles, which would have indicated healing potions, but it looks like he's drunk them already, understandably.
She would take the rope. It'd be useful in here.
Yeah, you could find any kind of climbing equipment, things like that.
Any money?
Actually, no. I do not think he's the kind of man who would put money on this particular type of quest.
She'd look down.
Cheap bastard.
Pocket the rope and be like,
Might need this.
Didn't get the impression that he was the one to have the cash on him.
He's not
Or
gonna be
Zane, if
climbing.
there's anyone.
He's not going to be climbing with one arm, is he?
Likely not. Come on. If he's here, then maybe there's one of the other two nearby as well.
Yeah. Pablo's scurrying around, sniffing for any more burning flesh, but
Okay.
probably not.
See you later, Scraps.
You push on a bit further, and you enter an area where the area of cave begins to open up slightly. I'll move the map over.
Ooh.
Quite beautiful, as you can see. The area of cave here, the floor is completely sand, but there are quite incredible natural rock formations that tower up in the center. There is light down here, and you quickly realize that there are small lava pools that sit far beneath the sands that just puddle around the area. Quite curious. You've never seen anything like it.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, something that proves to be quite strange to you immediately as you enter, there's a soft glow emanating from these lava pools, but there's a further glow that kind of like moves through the sand itself, kind of moving. You see this sort of light sort of just slightly beneath the sand that moves and kind of moves parts of the sand with it, moving in kind of almost like rhythmic movements throughout the sand.
And Primula would point to it and be like, "Oh no, not this again! I'm not going anywhere near that."
Caution's a good idea.
Yeah.
I will say it's significantly smaller than any of the Pyamites you have encountered so far.
What a baby!
Probably
Yeah, cool.
about as big as your hand.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll take a copper piece from his
Hmm.
coin purse and try and chuck it, not like lobbing it at it, but like underhand, just like
Yeah,
out onto the sand to see if there's any reaction to it.
yeah. You throw the copper piece out, it lands on the sand, and the thing moves towards it, almost curiously. And as it does, this tiny hand made of sand comes out, always wispy, and kind of sort of tries to grab the copper, but kind of moves through it, and then kind of sort of sinks back into the sand and continues to move in these rhythmic motions.
Primula would go pick up the copper piece and be like, "Mine now!"
Gonna quickly do some checks. So you can everyone tell me your nature modifiers.
Can
Or
Primula pick up the copper piece?
Absolutely, yeah.
Hell yeah! She just gives you a shit-eating grin, Björk.
3 for Pablo.
nice. You did the second
Okay,
part of
very
the test
interesting.
for me.
Björk and Premier have no idea what this is. However, little Pablo, being a cave kobold, you've heard stories of something called sand whisperers. They are small figures, humanoid in a sense, but tiny, entirely made of sand, intricately shaped with flowing contours and delicate features. You know, these creatures are known as a sign of good omen. They communicate through a unique form of sign language, and they use these fluid hand movements and graceful gestures that mimic the shifting of sand dunes.
Okay.
Very good.
So I think Pablo would probably recognise the hand then, sort of. What were they called again?
Sand whisperers.
Whispers. So he'd like look at it, sniff it.
I recognise these. They're the sand fairy things. They're very good, actually. They're not good when you throw bombs at them, though. But
Alright.
they're a sign of goodness.
Well, that sounds positive.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna hurt us if we try and go past.
No, look, you can try and talk to it and everything. Look.
Pablo walks up closer to it and does some really, really bad, not very fluid motions towards it.
Yeah, and as you see Pablo walk up and start doing these motions, you see this orb in the sand move up towards him, and then rising out of the sand, you see is this kind of humanoid sand-like figure standing about 3 feet tall that kind of sways back and forth in the sand, almost like a performance, a captivating dance that just sort of dances back and forth before little Pablo.
It's big sand. I was never very good at this.
You see its hands like begin moving in kind of gesturing ways towards you. Do any of you speak sign language? I don't think you do, based off of the
Primula would just stick a middle finger up at it.
with that, it would in fact it would do a more aggravated gesture in your direction.
Yeah.
And then swear back at you.
She'd then blow him a kiss.
And it sort of takes the kiss in and kind of like presses it towards its heart and sort of bows slightly in response as it continues this dance.
She'd give a thumbs up.
It sort of gestures something and then does a little thumb back towards you.
She's going to do a little dance. Like a weird little person dance.
It kind of moves past Pablo up to Primula and starts dancing and copying the motions in turn.
Yeah, and after she's done it, she'll give it a high five. Or attempt to give it a high five.
Yeah, and you go to and the sand just touches as it high fives you back, copying your movements.
She's just like,
Fucking hell, I get on with a bunch of sand more than I do people.
No.
Do
Pablo
you...
doesn't speak sign language, but he does speak Terran. Okay.
These creatures don't speak Terran. They do not speak at all. They only speak through the specific signed language, the very specific language. So, in this case, unless you knew Terran in sign language, otherwise,
Nope.
No, it does not. What's Bjork doing, Tom?
He's looking at this little thing and wondering if it's like a little elemental thing, and thinking of it as a potential little power source.
You wouldn't be sure based off of your the fact you know very little about them. Little Pablo would probably be aware they are some form of elemental, yes.
Yeah.
If he wanted to share that. But you don't know that. You're not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first thing to come out of his mouth, but if you ask.
I think he'd more just be kind of stroking his beard and looking it up and down, and then taking in the environment, watching Primula dancing around, whatever.
The creature in front of you, Primula, the Sand Whisperer, it holds out its kind of like hands and then tries to like blow, and then sort of does a little gesture towards you, like points at you.
what?
And then it moves its hands again in front of it, does like moving its like where its mouth would be. The sand kind of forms into a shape of like lips, kind of like blowing, and then blows over the hands, and then pulls them back, and then points towards you.
She'd like, if it's blowing stuff at her, she'll try and figuratively catch it. And then like hold it to her heart like it did with the kiss.
It holds its heart again, but then does the same, goes to like blow, and then points at you once more.
What do you want? And then she's gonna hold out the flame bloom to give it.
It just sort of is slowly losing interest in you, but it sort of starts dancing away. Do you do anything before it dances away?
Gonna get a cauterized arm out and be like, "Come back!" and like try and make it look like she's got 3 arms, and like wave them.
Okay, with your waving them, it does sort of move back in your direction, and then sort of out of the sands, it conjures another arm, and then starts sort of waving them about, and then puts all 3 of them together, and then sort of blows.
Can she do some sort of check to see if she can understand what's
Absolutely, do a perception check. Yeah, you get the impression that this creature wants you to copy it. Based on what it's doing, it wants you to copy its motion of blowing.
Alright, everyone. Copy me. And look at whatever that thing is.
She's gonna do it back.
Okay. Do you all start doing it, or is it just Primula?
And Pablo does it.
Yeah,
we always
does not
discuss
yet do it.
this.
Björk does not do it.
No.
Okay, so you see suddenly as you both start blowing that the creature kind of turns all like much thinner and wispy, and like a wisp of sand flying through the air flies through your hands, and leaving behind your hands you find a small vial made of like just a pure the most pure glass you've ever seen. Just sort of conjures in your hands before you, and inside the vial is a small vial of this shimmering sand. Pablo, with your previous check, you're like, the Whispering Sands. You know this. The Sand Whisperers, they have a unique property that when you gently blow into the air and interact with it, you know that this sand, it carries this like soothing melody that harmonizes with the whispers of the wind, and it's said to bring peace and tranquility to those who listen. So if you open this vial, it can calm you, and it can these vials can like remove frightened effects. It's like a one-time use.
She looks at the other and she's like, "I made a friend."
The thing it takes a humanoid form again with 3 arms, and then starts dancing again, and then sort of slowly starts moving off into the distance as it starts dancing away.
Does Pablo know whether they can understand common?
You would know. Your check was very good. I'll just say now you got a nat 20. You know they cannot. They only speak sign language.
So if I asked them something, they wouldn't be able to know what I'm talking about.
They wouldn't know what you're talking about, no.
Oh yeah, I forgot they could do this. It's very calming glass. Don't like being calm. It's not good for the bombs.
Well, I have some when I feel right.
And she gets out her snuff and like snorts it up her nose, and you see it like dribble out the bottom.
Lovely.
It's very calming.
Nothing wrong with snuff.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Pablo just puts his in his bag, the little glass thing, just for later.
I am very happy for the both of you. We've got to figure out how to get out of here, or find Orzane and Mirellen, I think was their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did try and hide the other guy, right? He wasn't just on the.
We threw some pebbles on them.
Yeah, I think that's all you did, yeah. Well, if you're pushing on, then there is a passage that heads out of this chamber. After a while of travelling further, you notice that there's some carved stone into the wall. And oddly enough, it looks man-made almost.
Go on then, sweet Pabs. What does it say?
Language is it in?
You're not sure. It's not a language you recognise.
Well,
Is it pictures? So there are pictures on it?
It's more a very specific language, rather than pictograms or anything like that. It looks like a language, but you do not speak it.
we know what language it is.
No, you do not.
Okay.
I will say, well, let me quickly do some checks for something else.
Some kind of bug language, maybe.
Rats have language.
All you think, Pablo, is it just looks very alien.
Alien language.
Not as in alien, but I mean like very different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from those forebearers or whatever they're called.
What they called, Tom?
The pre-Exodus people.
Yeah, they're pre-Exodites.
Maybe.
Either way, it's not really helping us. He'll try. He'll like run his hand over the carving, see if that has any effect.
No.
But would Pablo, being a cave boy, seen any other weird shit like this in other caves, maybe? Near similar caves? How would I know?
I don't think you would have. I don't necessarily think you would have. No, I mean, yeah, I think you might occasionally see sort of ruins of old things and like pre-Exodus, like Primula was saying. You think, oh, it could be that. I guess. I don't know. Doesn't necessarily look like that. You're not sure what it looks like. Doesn't look like anything you've seen before. Doesn't, you might have seen cave dwelling creatures, like sort of sentient creatures that have carvings and stuff. Doesn't look particularly anything like that. Looks very odd.
Well, it could be a welcome mat for all we know.
Yeah, let's get moving. I don't even know where we are.
Does the area around the carving look like it was mined out? Like it was like it's been artificially cleared?
Yes, it does.
Can I tell anything about the mining techniques used or the kinds of people that might have used it?
Do me
law mining.
Yeah, do me a law mining check. Very interesting. Yeah. You think with that check, you think this looks very old. Not necessarily so old that it's pre-Exodus. You're not 100% sure, but it looks quite old. You do get the impression that these were carved out with sort of man-made tools like chisels. You think are probably the most likely thing. It looks like it was definitely probably multiple people working with it as well.
Definitely been some good few people down here a long time back.
Why did we down here for the glass?
Maybe it was. Or they were
Maybe
interested in your new friends, those little sand blighters.
Well, maybe it's all mined out. We should just go home.
Don't suppose you're picking up anything else with your nose, Pablo?
Does he?
Well, with that note, let's get exploration activities back up and going. I think it's been more than long enough now. So if you want to do a survival check, if anyone else wants to do any other exploration activities during this time.
I'll do follow the leader.
Follow Dalida. I can't remember what that does.
No, follow the expert. Choose an ally.
Do they need
They
to
have to be an expert though.
Okay, so if anyone's doing something with an expertise, I don't think probably don't have their level
Nobody's
1.
gonna be an expert at anything at this level.
Oh shit.
We're all basic bees.
Expert in saving throws?
No, that's not a skill set.
Björk will attempt to repair his shield once more.
Yeah, you can do that again if you'd like.
Nice.
Barely.
She'll do search then.
Search.
And then he'll be raising his shield afterwards.
What does search do again, Kieran? I can't remember.
You seek meticulously for hidden doors, concealed hazards, and so on.
Okay.
Make an educated guess.
Do you have to roll any check, or do I have to roll any check?
God, there's a lot. Hang on. Not copy it because.
Okay.
I guess he's looking for hidden stuff.
Sense direction?
I'm gonna say
Track.
do. I mean, it doesn't say you have to do a check. It just means you're searching if you come across them. Or seek a particular keyword there because it's capitalized. Let's have a look.
Yeah, seek is an action that you can do like in combat and such.
What does that entail with seeking?
I believe it's a perception check.
Type seek into my little room.
You scan an area for signs of creatures or objects. If you're looking for creatures, choose an area. Blah 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 blah. The GM
Yes.
attempts a single secret perception check for you and compares the result to the stealth DCs of any undetected or hidden creatures in the area.
Okay,
Or
what
object.
is your perception modifier then? Premier?
7.
7, pretty good. You're moving slower than normal. With Primula, particularly with the sign of this sort of carved in stone in the wall, you take a bit longer to search, and Björk is fixing his shield and acting in defensive manner while Pablo is searching out. Pablo, you've lost the scent of anything. But Primula, as you're searching along the walls, you find more of this carved stone, and as you're moving your hands, you press something in. And a set of doors open up.
Nice.
This looks promising.
Oh, would you like secrets?
Shall we have a look?
Yeah.
Alright,
That one's
nicely
in.
done.
Okay.
I was just running my hand along the wall.
You step into the set of doors, and beyond, you find a passageway that leads to this. You see, eventually, after maybe 100 feet, it leads to a chasm with a very rickety-looking bridge.
God, not the precious.
Yeah, so what do? There is a very, very rickety-looking bridge in front of you. It creaks and strains alarmingly.
Well, I'm not going on that.
Why
I'm
not?
with Helga.
Could be fun though. Could be interesting secrets on the other side.
What about I just go over?
Oh,
If I fall in and die, well, then you can turn around.
that sounds perfect.
Right. I've been over a lot of these bridges. They have them in the sewers back home.
So she's going to try and go over the bridge.
Yep, and you manage to walk across the bridge.
That
Do,
was easy.
do a quick, because you technically were seeking, so I'll count this in. I'm going to do another perception check for you. It was +7, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's quite good. 1 second, do you want to check something? Okay. You look down at the ground, and as you look over there, there's something moving beneath the sands.
Oh.
Bigger
Not a
than
sand whisperer, so.
It looks bigger than a sand whisperer. And
Gonna get
suddenly, from out of the sands, a creature flies out.
Oh, fuck!
So we are going to roll initiative.
You're real good at getting yourself in trouble.
Right, so
You're real good at getting us in trouble.
if Björk and little Pablo want to drag themselves here, and I will change the music to inappropriate. Let's try something.
I feel like this is my most Death Wish character.
Yeah, hurtling towards there.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what? Alright.
Luckily, Primula rolled very well on her initiative, so we will start with Primula. What are you doing?
He's like,
Fucking bring it, cocksucker!
and gonna try and tumble through him.
Okay, make me an acrobatics check. It's versus his reflex DC, I believe.
Yeah.
You do succeed. It's not a crit.
So I do get a point of panache.
You do indeed. So it was and tumble through. Do you stride as part of tumbling through? I can't remember. Is it another act?
I think so.
Or did you have to stride and then tumble through?
During this movie, you try to move.
You stride up to your speed during this movement. You can try and tumble through.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
So yeah,
thank you.
one action to do that.
And she'll get a point of panache,
Point of panache for you.
and then she will. She's going to do a confident finisher.
Okay.
She'll get a weapon out, tumble through, finisher.
Okay. 12 is a miss, unfortunately.
But she does do a 1d6.
And I do need to distribute a hero point, which I probably would have distributed to you for doing the sand stuff. So you do have an extra hero point because it has been an hour. So
If I roll again, do I get to keep the 6?
I'll allow you to keep the d6. Yes.
Yes.
So a miss, unfortunately. So 6. Is that 6 damage in total, or is it? I've forgotten how it works.
I think it is a d6.
Yeah, because you said it was just the precision damage that went through.
Half your precise damage, which is a 2d6, so she roll another one, right?
No, she missed. Oh yeah,
So-
and then halve it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
So 9, so
Three.
half to 4. So 4 points
Yeah.
of damage. Okay. Very nice. The gecko, not too pleased after you slashed at it, is going to try and bite you with its jaws. For a 17.
Misses.
It will make a... Will it make a second attack? Yes, it'll make a second attack. Also misses. And finally, it is going to move away 30 feet over here. Yes, 30 feet. That's as far as it can go. That is its turn. Little Pablo is your go.
Pablo, which sees a gecko. So it's far away. Gonna have to move forward onto the bridge. Right there.
It's very rickety, but it's taking your weight.
Yeah. And slingshot.
11 misses, unfortunately.
And reload.
Okay, Bjerg, it is your go.
He sees Pablo on the bridge and he sees it's like rickety, even just with little Pablo. He's like, yeah, fuck that sideways. And he's gonna stride to the start of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Boosh. And then he's gonna explosive leap to the other side.
Nice.
The suit whirs and judders and vents heat downwards. Smashes down on the other side.
Remember to make a broken check or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, it's flat. 17.
Oh, so close.
It is indeed. Can't remember the name of it, but yeah. One action left. He will raise his shield.
Okay.
Bling.
Primula, it is your go.
Run from me!
Oh god, you can't just do 2 strides.
You can't run from me.
Yeah, she'll do 2 strides and just wing at it.
That is a hit, not a crit. 8
8
points of damage.
Nice.
Okay. It's going to try and turn around and bite back at you with its jaws. Misses though. And then it is going to try and run away and it's going to climb up the wall. So it's 5 feet to there and then goes 25 feet up with its first stride and then 30 feet more up as it starts just running away up the wall. So it's about 55 feet up now. It's running away.
Okay, as long as it's running away.
Little Pablo.
It's running
It's
away.
the bridge! Lovely Pabs!
Pablo.
Sorry, sweet Pabs.
1 stride. 2 stride. Can I use some of that movement to get a bit on the wall?
If you'd like to, yeah. As long as you can get there.
I mean, yeah.
Because you have a climb speed, right?
I don't have a climb speed, but if I succeed on a climbing check, it means I can go half my speed.
Oh, okay. Make a climbing check for me then, if that's what you
I'm
want
not
to
that
do.
far. Only like 10 foot up, maybe, or like 5 foot. How? You said he's 55 foot away, so
50.
I want 5 foot.
Yeah, 55 feet away he is. So is climb a separate action in Pathfinder? I forget how that works. Or is it part of the stride?
I assume the gecko had a climb speed.
It
which means
did,
he just,
yeah.
Yeah, it just strides.
Sorry, I thought you had a climb speed, little Pablo. That's why I got confused.
Little
No, I
Pablo.
don't. No. But is climbing part of the movement though?
I don't know.
Surely it is.
Climb is its own action. You have both hands free, you move up, down, or across an incline.
Yeah, so it would cost all 3 actions, unfortunately, to get there.
I don't want to go 5 foot up, Chris.
Yeah.
Don't bother then. That's it.
No? Okay. Anyone doing anything else, or are we going to let this gecko get away?
Let it get away, I think. Climbing.
Bjerk?
Yeah, if it's just scurrying away. Yeah, it's not
Primula?
actually interested in chasing it down.
Okay. In that case, the gecko does get away, and we'll end combat there.
Okay. Want to tell his friend?
Maybe.
Gecko crew.
So you gather on the other side of the bridge?
Yep.
Chase this gecko away?
And stay away, you blue willy. Let's go. Blue.
Right, so...
Someone put this bridge here.
Yeah, it looks man-made.
Yeah.
Probably far easier mining. Maybe.
Whoever did it's not an engineer, I'll tell you that. Shoddy piece of work.
Oh,
You make do with a good bit of junk. You can get really far.
Glad I didn't walk those boards.
are we
Tumbling down.
are we pushing onwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, and as they're moving. If Bjerk has 10 minutes, I want to fix the soup again.
Yep, you have 10 minutes to fix it. Anyone else doing anything in 10 minutes? Primula, little girl, little Pablo, little grub, I nearly called you then.
Just navigating again.
Navigate, so make me a survival check. Primula, you could scout
she'll
to
do-
+1 your
she'll do-
initiative, or
Yeah, she'll scout.
okay. A success on your navigate. What does that do again in the success? What does it say? I can look it up if you want.
That's it.
Success. You find the trail or continue to follow the one you're already following.
Yeah, you continue to follow the one you're following. +1 to your initiatives. After about 10 minutes, you come to another, to sort of a crossroads. In this room, if you imagine all these ferns are not actually ferns, but there is a lot of Pyreglass here. It's all over the walls. It's a lot warmer down here as you sort of slowly start descending downwards. Yes, there is an awful lot of Pyreglass all over the walls.
There you go, big man. We found it.
Well, well, well. Lovely. Successful trip.
Got any mining equipment?
Got my hammer, but might not be great for it, but I could improvise something.
Pablo immediately starts collecting all the little tiny shards that might have broken off and then tries to get some big bits.
Yeah, Björk's quite taken with it, but he kind of looks a bit concerned. He's like, if there's a lot of Pyreglass, then there's probably a lot of Pyremites. We might be close into there, wherever they live.
What is
Getting warmer.
Primula's and Björk's perception modifiers?
+4.
7.
7, okay. Primula, once again, your keen instincts. You hear something beginning to round this corner.
There's something coming.
Shield up.
Yep, look up.
You begin to hear like a...
Sounds like little legs on the ground.
Well, actually, they sound like quite big legs, and I'll need everyone to roll initiative for me.
Whoa.
As rounding the corner, suddenly, sniffing out its prey, this huge scorpion.
Oh, shit. The classic.
Let's place herself somewhere around here.
Around where?
Somewhere around here, where Primula and Björk are.
Oh.
And then everyone roll initiative for me. I don't think I'm playing the stealth perception stuff right. I'm doing it like 5e, but one shot. So
Yeah.
I don't think I've done it right in my
no,
stuff either.
not.
Yeah, because Greg has some things where if he uses different things for his
Yeah.
Yeah.
hiding, he gets something else. But
Yeah, rogues.
I don't really think we're being very stealthy.
No.
Well, thankfully, Primula, you are first. Once again, rolled very good on the initiative.
No. Get that scorpion.
Same. Oh shit. She can't. She hasn't got movement. Damn it. She get our rapier.
That's one action.
Another dead bug.
Run up to it. Try and hit it. Misses.
Oh,
It's
that
a
next
miss.
one was almost there.
The giant
It's gonna turn
scorpion.
around and smack.
Yeah, in turn, the giant scorpion is just going to. Let me quickly have a look.
Any good bug's a dead bug. That would be a fucking amazing, short campaign.
Starship Troopers.
Mobile army.
It's going to try and attack you with its pincer. First and foremost. Ooh, a 14.
Misses.
Misses.
Oh my god, it rolled a 3.
It will then make a second attack with its pincer, which misses as well. Yeah, this thing is just full on trying to do you, so it's going to make a third attack. Also misses. Okay, we've missed all 3 of its attacks. Björk, you're up.
Yeah, he calls out, he's like, Primula, that's not something to be messed with. And he'll move. I think I've been playing him wrong, because he's a dwarf. Dwarves only have 20 feet
Ouch.
movement. Yeah.
Oof.
Boosh. He'll move 20 feet to there. He will raise his shield again, and for his final action, he will just retrieve his hammer from his armor.
Brilliant.
It's ready to rock.
Little Pablo, you are up next.
Little Pablo pulls out his final grenade bomb.
Shit.
And just a bit. I might as well do it first. So he pulls it out, kisses it. It's like, oh, this is the final one. Go get him! And he throws it.
I can't watch.
Oh my God. Does he have a hero
I
point?
do. I do.
Oh my God!
Legit, Cass, what is this shit?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm supposed to play out.
This character needs to be birthed.
That is a critical
Yeah.
fail.
Exorcist.
So I don't know what you get on a critical fail. If anything, I don't think there is a critical fail for just missing his head on.
Not
With an attack,
not
no,
aware of,
no.
unless It says specifically for bombs.
No, so
He's gonna drink his other one, his mutagen. Get 22 AC. And what do I have? Do I even have any melee attacks? Get out my little butter knife.
Just imagine him doing like a really big arcing throw. It just goes up into the air and explodes. What?
I need a star shape as well.
Oh, it does do something special on a crit fail, but it's not bad. It's just that you don't get the splash damage if it's a crit fail because you've like completely missed.
oh, so no splash damage, which probably maybe you know doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Is that all three of your actions?
Yep. That.
No, 14 does miss, unfortunately. Not a good turn for little Pablo once again. Bad rolls. Primula, it is your go.
Maybe that's why.
I think he's been like
level
thrown
one.
out of Kobold
Leave him
Society for just being the unluckiest creature in the world.
Yeah.
Primula is going to try and tumble through.
16. Let me double check its reflex. Unfortunately, that is a failure.
Right. And then she'll try and strike. Okay. And then
An 8 miss.
he's
Oh, have I lagged out? I have lagged out. Let's quickly reconnect to the internet. Hopefully this works pretty quickly. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
What's
I
one?
sorry, I
Oh,
lagged
mine,
out.
yeah. Hello.
Oh, with your moving away, Primula, it does get an attack of opportunity, this creature. So
okay.
it's going to use its reaction to make an attack of opportunity with its pincer. Let's quickly read it. Melee strike. Okay. Make a pincer attack. A 16.
Misses.
Misses. Does not hit. That is
24 critical.
Yeah, I'm scared.
It is the giant scorpion's go. It's going to move up to the nearest creature, which is Björk. One action stride. Second action, it's going to try and pincer you.
Yeah.
21 to hit.
21 hits.
13 points of slashing damage.
I will shield block for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna absolutely muller my shield. Maybe it's best not to shield block actually. It would take my shield. 13 take away 4 is 9. Yeah, it would take it below the broken threshold, at which point I can't raise a shield anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna use my reaction, so I'll just take 13 damage, baby.
Okay, you are also grabbed.
Oh shit.
So, and then as last action, it's going to try and constrict you.
Well,
So you've got to wait. So please make a fortitude save.
Oh, I better pass this, because 7 damage would knock me down immediately. Fortitude, very good.
20.
Well,
It's a nat one. And critical failure. I don't think it makes any
Yeah.
difference in this case.
it does.
Oh,
'cause
it does.
Puts me onto dying too.
Oh well, shit. And then it's BX go, I believe.
See. Yep. So now I'm. Oh wait, no, because my initiative moves.
Oh
just
yes, it
before the
does.
scorpion.
Yeah.
Tiny people just look at this guy getting crushed like, well,
Yep. His fancy armor. Going.
Just double check something. Okay. Back to little Pablo. I'll move the BX thing. You see, it's got hold of Bjerk.
Yeah. One action just to get over there.
Let go of him, you. Get up, you thing.
And then he's gonna. Oh, I don't know how many actions this is gonna be, but I want to feed Björk my last minor potion.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And it's out of life minor.
Thank you.
Is that one action or two?
One action, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think the idea is, as an alchemist is you've got like these potions readily available on your belt and stuff. It'd be another action if you were
Yeah.
like rummaging around in your bag to get it out.
It's actually a feat where you do. It's this quick bomber where then it's one. You can take. It's two actions normally, but if you've got quick bomber, it's just the one.
Oh, cool.
So
So you
yeah. I don't know whether it works with just bombs though, or elixirs as well,
1d6.
but whatever.
Do you want to roll with 1d6? See what she gets back.
You could do that, Tom.
Okay,
and then,
okay.
and then with
I got 2.
my last action, then he's gonna use the glass he fed the potion with and stab it in the eyeball.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
Improvised weapon.
Yeah. What do I do for that?
I do not know. It's a good question. Improvised weapon.
Take a -2 to your attack roll. GM determines the amount and type of damage the attack deals.
Okay. I think it'd be the same as
that's
a
quite
dagger.
good though. If you've got something out, you don't have to use an action to.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be one, like the same as a dagger, so whatever that would be, so 1d4 plus whatever, the
Plus your strength.
plus strength modifier.
So what's my attack?
So just do strength melee attack and then -2 to it.
My attack? Is that it? That work?
With a 13 plus 2, 15 is not enough, unfortunately.
Damn it.
That's not
So
right.
cool anyway.
What's your strength modifier? 2.
+2, yeah. It's
You're
2.
trained in simple weapons, which improvised weapons count as. So that's another 3 to that, to be 18.
But then -2 for the thing, right?
Yes, so
So
down
yeah,
to 16.
still wouldn't be enough,
Dang.
unfortunately. Apologies. Primula.
So if Primula's there, is it flat-footed?
I'd say so. If you can get like here, I'd say it's flat-footed probably.
Right. She can step up, tumble through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, acrobatics, sorry, check. Unfortunately, not enough.
Right.
Dang
And
it.
she'll just move normally,
Mhm.
like that.
Yep.
And then she'll try and strike it. And it's flat-footed.
Flat-footed, 17 does hit
Mm.
for 4 points of piercing damage. Do you get any other stuff on top of that? I can't remember.
I think so.
No?
Oh, if she got the tumble through, then
Yes, of
yeah,
course,
don't
yeah.
know.
Bjerk, it's your go again.
Oh, it hurts. Hurts.
But
on
it's
the
flat-footed soon.
Right. Let me have a quick. What I want to do is explosive leap out of its grapple.
Was your thing
I don't-
fixed?
I think that works. Yeah, I fixed my thing. Maybe I should just do explode, but you guys are right next to me as well, so that's a bad idea.
I mean, if you use it, I could probably give you like a circumstance bonus to your escape, maybe.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
activate my.
If you do that, and then I'll give you like a +2 to your escape action.
Awesome.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Use.
I think it's
My
enough.
athletics is
Yeah.
poop. Actually, it's the same as my unarmed thing. So yeah, I'll use athletics with +2.
+2, and the DC is a 15, I believe. So 16 would be an escape.
Do I get
Just
to?
Yeah, and you can use another action to blow out of there, an explosive leap.
30 feet. I'm gonna land over here,
Mhm.
and seeing as I'm away from it now, my final action, which I like to imagine he did in the air because it's super cool, is meteor shield throw.
Oh, very fucking cool. Oh, hero point for that. That's just so cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, it's not flat-footed
Fortunately.
to you, though, correct?
No, and escape has the attack trait, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I get a multiple attack penalty, which is fine. I'm mostly
Wait,
doing it for the cool.
Could it have reactioned?
Oh yeah, true.
Very true. Could have. Yeah, it would have triggered its attack of opportunity, actually. Because it has got its
Yeah.
reaction back, so it will try and pincer you.
Cross fingers.
Oh.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
spaghetti.
no.
11 slashing damage.
Well,
In his head, he imagines zooming out with his boots and throwing the shield. And then in reality, he's like, "I got this," and just gets slapped out.
I will say, if you want, you could have used a step to get fully out of it if you'd wanted to do that. Because obviously we're still... It's your second time playing.
I mean, I did
As a
my
player.
explosive leap
Yeah, but I think...
because that affected my escape roll as well.
It's true, yeah.
+2 to my escape roll. But no, but it wasn't
And
a
he's got-
crit.
he's-
I'm dying.
he's got a reach of 10 feet anyway, so step ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, good point, yep. So, yeah, you are grabbed by it again.
Does it do the damage as well?
Yeah, it's 11 points of damage. He's
It
down.
doesn't do the constrict thing. That's on its turn, I think.
Okay.
No, it can't do that. That's on its turn, yeah. Giant Scorpion is... Well, now it's got one of you. It's going to try and use its other pincer on you, Pablo, the first attack.
Yeah.
22.
Just
Oh.
hits.
14 points of slashing
Yeah.
damage.
Pablo goes down straight away like a sack of shit.
Oh no. It's not good.
TPK.
Oh.
Yeah, God, it might be. This thing's fucking doing a lot. It's gonna... What would it do? It's probably gonna constrict Pablo.
Yeah.
So fortitude save. DC 20.
Is it minus if I'm unconscious?
I don't know. Oh, nice.
Wrong one. Take away 2 from that.
Oh, still passed though. 22. So no damage. And then finally it's going to try and sting her. It's going to try and sting you, Primula. Ugh, 23.
Oh my god.
For 12 points of piercing damage. And then you've also got to make a... fortitude saving throw.
Fuck me.
In one turn, it's gonna kill 3 of us.
That is a failure.
Oh.
So you are inflicted with giant scorpion venom, which means stage 1 says I don't know when this actually comes into effect. It says maximum duration 6 rounds, stage 1 1d10, and enfeebled 1.
Yeah, so you take that. Because you failed the saving throw, you go to stage 1.
Okay, so
Enfeebled 1 is one of your strength-based stuff.
so
I put it on the conditions.
so 5 damage.
Oh, she's down!
Well, that was a good 2-shot now. What was the mystery?
Fuck.
We're just like, oh, look at this Pyreglass. We discover this thing. Scorpion just comes out. It's like,
Absolutely wrecks you. Yeah.
What challenge rating or is
That was a moderate encounter according to the counter builder.
Yeah, I think it's level 3.
Yeah, it is level 3.
It's a giant scorpion is like a classic challenging early level fight.
I did not know that.
To be fair, that wasn't the best party ever.
No, it definitely wasn't.
They
And there's just
definitely
the 3 of us.
they got what they you know.
I
Wow.
had 6 bombs. I hit 1 with a hero point.
I know.
I think that's pretty terrible.
Nat 1 into a nat 1 with a hero point. Fucking insane.
Yeah, I don't really know how else to end that, really. I wasn't expecting a TPK there, so...
Right, tell us
Yeah,
what
now tore us
the
through the rest of this.
mysteries. Yeah.
Where does the camera go after this?
Wow. We zoom ahead to the final room of the thing. Well, actually, one of those bodies shouldn't be there. I don't know why I put that there. Yeah. Where in the vast chamber, the Horde Mother has, during your hours of checking, it killed Orzain.
No.
Aw.
And, well, there's one surviving member who currently still lives waiting for her rescue. That now
waiting a
Hylin
while.
will never come, as the giant scorpion defeated you. Oh,
Yeah.
GG, fucking hell.
God.
Can happen. Can
Yeah,
happen.
absolutely.
If it had not, just a little bit, 22, it hit me. I took my mutagen and didn't make any effect because it got 22.
I know, yeah. Well, I hope you had fun still, even though I TPK'd
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. I love the thought of some future group venturing and just finding like these skeletons, and it's like, this one had an arm in their bag. What the fuck were they doing?
Hey, Scraps is still alive.
Oh yeah.
True, yeah. He's got some pebbles on him, hiding him.
Okay.
He's
He
a
might
fucking
survive.
monster. I love what you did.
You're
with
just gonna, if you ever go to Zephyr's Rest and one of Tom's Sedistray campaigns, you're just gonna see this like burnt fucking guy who's got like a broken arm and one arm who can't talk. It's just like,
Oh.
that guy's seen shit.
Yeah.
God.
I love it. love it. I love all the world building you've done, Natalie. It's all canon. It's all
Oh,
going
thank
straight
you.
in.
I'm glad you
I love
liked
the
it.
Sand Whisperers. So cool.
Yeah, I thought I just had that little idea, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. I'll do that.
How far away were we from this place?
This is literally the next fucking place you would have got to.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all I had left.
Okay, so
Nearly there.
to be fair, some of our rolls were.
Yes.
Yeah.
The dice were 100% not with us.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't play my turns that well.
I think it's good that the Scorpion killed us in one round. That was pretty
It was
funny.
just funny.
Yeah.
Slapped me down with the attack opportunity and then just one shot Pablo and then pinned and then stabbed you with the fucking pale stinger. Fucking impales you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, damn, I didn't expect that encounter to be so hard. It was only listed as moderate. It was an 80 XP cost out of, what, 120? So it was like the higher level of moderate, to be fair. But it was not severe.
Isn't it 2 levels above us? Isn't that?
I'm-
Is that 80?
According to this, it's 80, according to the encounter builder. It says total encounter cost, party size 3, party level 1, 80, or 100. It says 106 XP reward, but total encounter cost 80.
We should have run away.
Yeah, we should have run away. And we should have gone and had a long rest so I could get my bombs back.
That's what my encounter builder says. I could, obviously, I don't know if I've done anything wrong in there.
Party
Keep that.
size 3.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. It's right there. Yeah, I mean, it's another thing as well where I think we're still all slowly unlearning D&D combat habits and learning
Oh.
Pathfinder combat habits.
Primula was meant to be a maniac. That's what
Yeah,
she runs
exactly. She's just she's like, come on, you fucker!
I mean, to be fair, if she'd got the tumble through, it would have allowed.
Yeah.
It would have put all the focus on her, and then perhaps Björk could have got that flanking.
Yeah.
in. I do like that class, so it's fun.
Swashbuckler's so cool.
Because if
I
you'd
just love how much
actually,
damage the finisher does.
yeah, if you'd actually hit with the finisher straight away, you could have done like half its health probably.
Mm.
Which health did it have?
That's like 40 or something like that, I think.
Damn. Cool.
Yeah,
Wrong.
but 45 health add in total. But if you're all hitting it, it goes down pretty quick.
Well, that's if you hit.
Yeah, if
That's
you
if
hit.
you hit anything.
Yeah,
Oh!
no, and that might be the most cursed character you've ever played, Hannah.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think I hit. Yeah, I literally. Half my slingshots missed as well.
Yeah, if I was a superstitious
Honestly.
person, I'd be like, some power is telling me something here.
Yeah, I think it's telling me not to play Alchemist.
Yeah.
Rip.
Which is a shame, because the healer one looked interesting. But
They
Nope.
definitely got cool stuff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm
and thank you
glad.
so much for letting me be a player.
Yeah,
Pathfinder.
I actually really enjoyed running
Play
it.
all the classes.
I would say it felt. I think it's a combination of. Well, I thought I could trust the balance, but this was fucking really hard. So I don't know. Maybe scale things back when you're still learning certain creatures and stuff.
Yeah, I
You
think
gotta
like,
try-
it still has a little bit of the early level thing.
Yeah,
You have to-
exactly.
You have to try it to know.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
how much health did this thing have?
45 health. This, I mean, Scorpion or the.
And
Oh, sorry. They had 40 health. The Horde Mother,
Okay.
but it had the little tendrils off of it. There were those using giant centipede stat block, but I was gonna have them as like tendrils coming off of it, like fiery tendrils.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And instead of, because it was based on an Anchorab stat block, but instead of the because I think it shoots acid, but I was gonna have it shoot fire instead.
Very cool. Yeah. This is all lava at the back of it.
Yeah. I like the idea of there being little lava pools under the sand that are created by the pyromites in my eyes, because I like the idea of like them, like certain areas of rock, just like, because obviously when they burn the sand it turns into glass, but when they burn areas of rock it would just turn into like molten rock. So I was like, I love the idea of them like turning certain areas into like lava.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Also, like the
Yeah, well,
just picking us up with one of the tendrils and like dipping us in like a sauce.
Yeah.
cook me have a primula sandwich. Yeah, when I made the character, I was like, is it too meta knowing that we're going up against Pyramites? I'm good, because when you, as an inventor, when you choose your main invention, which for Björk is the suit, the power suit, you get like a little feat for it, and the one I chose gives him resistance 1 to fire damage.
Nice.
I was like, I hope this isn't too strong. And then the scorpion's just there like, fuck your fire damage resistance. Clunk.
Yeah, that thing was super strong.
Yeah. It's a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use it in it's such a classic thing, they use it in the examples in the core rulebook.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was like, I want to use a giant scorpion, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
What was the was there some sort of reward if we hadn't died?
Yeah, this whole place would have been fucking full of Pyreglass that you could have like harvested and fucking got it back to. You basically would have been like fucking rich, and then you guys could have set up your. If you guys succeeded and managed to get like, if there was, because I already put like a 20% chance on a character dying, and then I'd roll for it, and then I always knew I wanted Scraps to be like to have, because he was so experienced. I was like, he would be able to kill one of the Pyramites whilst it's dragging him down, sort of thing.
So cool.
But Orzane and I've forgotten her name now, Morellin or whatever her name was would not. So I was like, I'm gonna roll a 20% chance for every time they do an hours thing. If it does, then I roll a d4, and then 1, 2, Orzane, 3, 4, thingy dies, and then you rolled a fucking 6 on the first D100. I was like, well, Orzane's fucking dead.
So sad.
Yeah.
What was Orzane's awesome title again?
They were, they them master of stratagem, the purveyor of non-binary finery, the soul
Non-binary finery. I love that.
soul and singular, Orzane K. Morellin.
I'm gonna put a shop in Crucible called Non-binary finery.
I did not invent that. I stole it from James Stephanie Sterling's wrestling. That's their wrestling opening thing they do.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, I love that. I'm going to steal that for a character at some point. And then you showed me Orzane, and I know you were like, they're like this. And then I was like, because I know you originally intended them to just be a he or whatever. And I was like,
Yeah.
This character gives off so many non-binary vibes. I was like, I'm making them an MB.
That's awesome.
Oh, now it doesn't even matter because they're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just think, you guys in Lumen could have fought a giant scorpion. There was one in the cage where the
Jesus!
guy, the apple thrower guy,
Yeah,
was like,
fucking
"Do
hell.
I release the scorpion upon them?"
Extremely glad we did not now. That fucking thing's really hard.
Yeah, it slaps.
Jeez Louise.
At least Skrik had range.
Yeah, and I don't think it would have
Yeah.
beaten Celia.
No, I think this comp just was not very strong.
Yeah,
No.
we were a fragile little patootie group. Bless us.
Alchemist
Pretty
Alchemist definitely seems quite weak from
Yeah.
like I think with the lack of the just the expertise, whatever it is, and the throwing the
Everyone
bombs.
else gets a +7 all out for like first level, and I got a +5.
Yeah, I do think
It's
that's
literally
the
do
one.
worse than every other class.
I
It's
do
so
think that's the
stupid.
one thing that should be changed.
It's because I've had to put it all intelligence, which doesn't help me throw things.
Yeah.
I do like swashbucklers. I like the glass cannon sort of
It seems
charge
very
it
cool.
up, and then if it fucks up, you're like, well,
Oh
cheers.
shit!
Well, here I am.
The Scorpion rolled super bad on some of its early rolls as well. I was
It did,
like,
first 3 attacks.
yeah, missed all 3 of them.
No.
Yes,
But
Swashbuckler
then I
is one of
understood
the best loved classes from what I've read around the community.
Yeah, even at level 1, it's a lot of fun.
And it builds for really memorable characters as well, I think.
Well, I was gonna ask you if because we're got Cthulhu tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What would you like to do next week? Because now we got a free slot
Oh yeah.
next Thursday.
What
Did
was-
have released.
I
you have a
am.
little schedule, didn't you?
Depends what people want to do.
Yeah.
What are the...
Next
put on-
Thursday, I am out for my leaving do.
Oh shit. Well, that
that's
kind of
fine.
works out then, doesn't it? So never mind.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I can do a different day if people wanted to do
I'm gonna
next
get real drunk.
next Wednesday or something.
There's Alice is missing. It's on here.
I
Roll
don't,
for shoes.
could do roll
I
for
put in-
shoes.
I put in a fiasco session, which is easy
Oh, yeah.
because I don't have to do anything
Yeah.
except find a playset.
Yes.
I mean, if anyone wanted, at some point we could do the starter box for Fallout. It wouldn't be related to the story, but just to get used to it at some point between now and the late August.
That would be
Good
cool.
idea.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I've read it, and
Well, we can have
yeah,
a think, and then I'll
I also
double.
bought it.
I might be busy next Wednesday. Actually, I think I'm going out with my mum
Oh.
for food. So
Just any time, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Well, we got Cthulhu tomorrow, regardless. So
You get any
Yeah.
Tom's new person.
I,
Yeah, I gotta think of a voice.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's right. I'm Randolph.
I am actually super pumped for this Cthulhu session. I think the next scenario is going to be really fun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's
Any clues to what? Apart from obviously. new
Oh well,
characters.
I've told Kieran and I can't remember. I told Kieran and maybe Anya the premise. So the premise I won't spoil anything, but Oggy is going to obviously got to deal with the aftermath of Milton's funeral, and then perhaps you'll be doing some gathering at Milton's funeral, and then but in the meantime, Oggy is going to receive a letter from Mr. Josh Winscott, who I won't say anything, but it's quite unusual.
Okay.
Something gets a letter from Josh, and something from Oggy doesn't sit right with Oggy about it.
Chief Brown's just like, can I take people to the funeral by taxi?
Pretty much. Well, if neither live, I'm always available.
That fucking voice is just so good. Yeah, but this one is going to be much more traditional. Like I wanted to do that first session of Cthulhu the way it was because I thought it was a nice way of learning a system whilst doing a lot of people online said this is good it is a great first little scenario if your players are more used to D&D, because it's kind of like a traditional D&D dungeon. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense with the way it was. It was kind of like you've got the different rooms and such. It's kind of laid out like a more traditional dungeon. This next one is nothing like that. It's going to be far more open. It's going to be pretty much pure investigation, trying to figure out what's going on and how you deal with the situation.
Okay, that sounds cool.
It's going to be pretty much the polar opposite of the first one, and I think that'll be very interesting to see how you guys deal with that.
I'm curious.
It'd be really fun. I really like this scenario. I really like all the scenarios in this book, but this one's a very good one.
Mm.
Well,
I'm also
Profit
find
to
out.
be made.
I'm also writing a little handout sheet for people who don't know much about Fallout. So,
Well, Hannah's played Fallout
yeah.
4 now, not all of it.
Oh, well, okay, then I don't need to. Then maybe I
played
don't even need to do that. Maybe I'll just do it for Memphis.
Played
Awesome.
it on purpose. But yeah, I played it a bit. I haven't got to the end or anything, but
Nah, you don't need to get to the end to get the feel of it.
yeah.
Must be a while since you played it, though, right, Tom?
Yeah, and I didn't play that much of 4. Didn't get very far. Played loads of 3.
Yeah, as long as you remember 3, I guess.
Much of 4.
I'll say Brotherhood of Steel aren't that big in this one. It's like New Vegas big. So they're there, but not very influential.
And the Bethesda lore for Fallout, they kind of most people agree they kind of butchered the Fallout lore from the original games and New Vegas.
Yeah.
So, like, Brotherhood of Steel are so different in 3 compared to the rest of the games.
Yeah, I've just made them all different, like, enclaves, haven't they, basically, now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Tim Kaine, started a YouTube channel, the lead designer on the original Fallout. And it's it's so interesting, all his little design stuff. Just them just talking about all the original Fallout stuff and some of the lore and how they came up with it and how some of it was just really random stuff. Like, for example, they in the opening cutscene of the original Fallout, they had the song by the Ink Spots, Maybe. But originally they wanted I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire, which obviously is very famously used in Fallout 3.
Yeah.
But they couldn't afford it. Because the studio wasn't big enough, they couldn't afford the license. They could afford Maybe though, which was cheaper for whatever reason. So they got that one, but they ended up preferring it for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean that's very, in my mind, it's very there.
Yes, yeah, they're very similar. But really, he was like, and it's true, all the Ink Spot songs sound exactly the same basically. So it all worked out pretty well.
There's one vault that I've made. Oh, God, I just want to tell everyone about it, but I fucking can't. It's one of the dumbest things linked to the lore.
I can't
I
wait.
came up with it.
Anytime Kieran's like, "There's a mysterious vault over here," we have to all just be like, "Nah, I'm not interested."
You should
I
tell
really
her.
don't go
You
there.
could tell her about the vault that I'm from, maybe, Kieran. My
Oh,
character.
you can definitely do that one. There's a Natalie's character is from a vault where it's basically like the whole thing was based around gambling.
That's cool.
So you and when it opened, so everything was like all the money you made, all the incentives you got while the vault was closed, you had to do by gambling. But since it opened up, there's things called buying in and out, where if you lose all your money, you get chucked out of the vault. And then you can buy into the vault to go live in it because it's kind of safe, but you have to put money down and then you get chips and then you basically live like that. But there's also secret stuff going on with that. I wouldn't say too much about that.
It's very cool.
The idea.
I've been practicing the voice for my character, Kieran.
Oh yeah.
Where she's gonna be very much like the Valley Girl stereotype, just like, oh my God, I'm so pleased to see you. I'm so...
Oh yeah.
The idea is a very basic premise, if you want to think of a character, is there is a township on the outside of Memphis called Jellystone Township. It's set up in the real world. There's a Yogi Bear caravan park there where everything's Yogi Bear themed. But there's basically these 3 founders. One of them is obsessed with made the recipe for Nuka-Cola. The other guy's like a mercenary. The other woman is like a mechanic. They had a pretty successful little setup, but because it's so quite successful, had a lot of people recently move to Jellystone Township, which has put a lot of pressure on all their resources. So, and you're gonna, whatever your characters are, for how long have they been? They've been like a resident there for, I'll say at least 1 year. And they're basically going to get sent out into Memphis to try and solve some of these issues. And then as you're doing that, the sort of main bit of the campaign will start when you meet a certain faction.
Okay.
Very cool.
What is the like character sheet? What does that even look like? You have to send me stuff.
Yeah, I will. So I'll
Just for the starter box, maybe.
if I very quickly explain it. You basically have special attributes, which are just like attributes in
That you have in the game,
D&D.
Hannah, where you got strength, perception, endurance, charisma,
Is it all the same
intelligence,
ones?
agility. Yeah, all the same.
There's
Okay.
8 of them.
Yeah.
Luck's different. Luck's a special attribute that you can pump up, and sometimes you can use luck instead of a skill.
Okay.
There's skills which are as similar to more similar to like Call of Cthulhu. And then there's perks, which is like the main sort of progression. Yeah.
Okay.
That basically modify actions that you can do, increase your skills, you do special things with them basically. It's a lot like Cthulhu, except there's this one mechanic on the top of it where it's like a 2d10 system, but you have these, I can't remember what they're called, but your characters start with a certain amount of them, and you can buy more dice to roll, because each dice, so you roll 2d10, but you need a certain amount of successes. So if you buy more dice, you're more likely to get the amount of successes you need.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
I like that.
And if you roll over the amount of successes you need, you get more of this that you can spend later. And it's basically like balancing that. It looks interesting. I mean, all the guns are like, and weapons and things like that are super modifiable. So you can upgrade your guns or your equipment in certain ways that gives it
Like
more
the
like
game.
properties. Like what?
Like the
Yeah,
game.
like the game. Yeah, like the game.
Yeah.
It's if it's one it's most like, definitely it's Call of Cthulhu,
Okay.
but a bit more combat
Similar.
based than Call of Cthulhu.
Is there
That's what I'd say.
is there traits like in the game, Kieran, which have like the negative consequence but the positive one as well as perks?
There's not sure. I haven't seen anything like that, but they might exist.
I hope they do. Let me see if they do. Fallout TTRPG traits.
I'd call it. It's a pretty simple system. I'd say it's most like Call of Cthulhu. It's not much harder than D&D. There's a few things that are a little bit like Pathfinder, but not many.
Sounds like it's worth trying though. Interesting to use guns more regularly.
Yeah, and then I thought it was better to do Fallout for Star Wars, because I think the Fallout one is basically a just more simple one of Star Wars one.
Yeah.
And with us doing Cthulhu, it's more like that. So
There are traits in the game, Kieran. Yeah.
cool.
For example, there's one called Educated, which you benefit. You get one additional tag skill, which means like sort of like proficiency in D&D. But the penalty is when you fail a skill test using a skill other than a tag skill, the GM gains 1 AP, which I imagine is not good.
Oh, action points. They're the
Yeah.
things I was talking about, so I can
Yeah.
use them against you as well.
Okay.
Well, you got Fast Shot, which the benefit is if taking a second major action in combat to make a ranged attack, the additional major action costs 1 AP instead of 2. But the penalty is you cannot benefit from the aim minor action. So the idea is that you can't aim. You just ah.
You can get. I think you get one major action, one minor action, but you can use your AP to buy more minor actions or more major actions as well.
Makes perfect sense, especially if you played the game. That makes a lot of sense.
If you've got AP, very flexible.
Because there's like 1,000 perks, I assume there's not 1,000 perks in the tabletop game.
There's a lot of perks, a lot of them.
Oh god.
Because the best way to do it is just, I want my character to be like this, and then just find whatever that is, I guess.
Yeah, customizable, I suppose.
A robot.
Robot.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mr. Handy.
Is there the what is it, the power armor or whatever it's called? Is
Yeah,
that in
that's
it?
in it. That's in it.
I imagine it's quite rare though,
Okay.
because in the game
It
it's
is,
super
yeah.
rare. Although in Fallout 4, for some reason, you start with it. But,
Well, I've got 2 in my game.
yeah, in Fallout 4 kind of breaks the law. That's what I'm saying. In the original lore, like power armor was like only hoarded by the Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave, basically. It's pretty rare.
And what about like? Oh, I assume we're playing on Roll20.
Yeah,
Does it have handy dandy character sheets?
it does. I also bought the compendium for it,
Oh,
and the dice roller. So yeah,
the dice roller.
well, it came with. So it has different dice. Because when you roll to like do your damage, you get like it shows your damage and your successes, and if you get crit successes, and it's based on d6s, but they've got special little heads and bullet shots on them.
Cool. Sounds good.
Made a few little settlements. One's called Rust Fort, which is it's a fort built out of a scrapyard, and it's surrounded by cars.
Amazing.
Nice.
It's a soul food co-op, which is a bunch of people from Memphis who are really into soul food.
That's
There's
great.
a hippie commune on the river.
Love it.
There's like somewhere like a FedEx factory, which is a bit of, like an Amazon warehouse, which is a big marketplace.
I'm
What's the
really
what's the
excited.
hippie community called, Kieran?
Lakeview.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking of something like that.
Yeah.
River Meadows.
Yeah, they're basically a bunch of people who are like, robots should be free, man.
Oh, I love these guys.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this is probably the most excited I've been for a campaign, just because Fallout as a setting is one of my favourites ever. So,
And
Yeah.
it's basically made. I've been looking at the map of Memphis and being like, what did I put there? Yeah.
Super fun.
Like the Stax Records and Sun Studios. So I've got a big area where the Kings control, who basically
yes,
They
So-
have Elvis's house.
They do, and I've also got a great picture of Elvis's house, which is fucked up.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're putting the Kings in. They're my favourite part of Fallout New Vegas.
When I chose Memphis, I was like, is this gonna be good? And then I kind of just looked into it, and I was like, oh yeah. There's loads of weird shit, like the Memphis Pyramid. You bet there's going to be something weird at the Memphis Pyramid.
Love it.
Awesome. Cannot wait for that.
Awesome. I'm gonna head to bed.
Yeah,
I need some sleep.
same.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Bye
all.
bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.